The communication methods my wife and I learned while in a long-distance relationship are the foundation our marriage is based on. In this channel, I share with you how we overcame the obstacles of an international marriage. Today, I will share our top tips and strategies that helped us bridge the 6,000-mile gap. We had our first experience with long-distance relationship 2 weeks after we started dating. Since then, until the day she moved to the US, video calls were our lifeline. We made it a point to Skype or have video calls as much as we could. We happened to luck out going through our long-distance relationship at the time we did. We had video chatting apps coming out all the way through our 3-year long-distance relationship. We used about every app available to us at the time. Sometimes we would even switch halfway through our conversation if one wasn't working well. It helped that we could be flexible with the technology we had available. With the 14-hour time difference, it wasn't always easy though. I'd be waking up while she was going to sleep and vice versa, which makes it hard to get quality time to talk. We had to get used to inconvenient time differences. It was also important for us to remember what was going on in our partner's day and consider the context. I may have been having a great day when we started chatting, but she might be having a terrible day. These things affect how you communicate because you won't be in the same frame of mind. In that sense, we had to be more conscious about having expectations for one another. Because living totally different days in two completely different parts of the world is natural. Feeling out of sync made us feel emotionally separated from each other and lonely, no matter how much we reminded ourselves it was just the situation. To try and include each other in our everyday lives, we used to message each other about the simplest things, even random thoughts. I got in the habit of sending her a quick message on my lunch break, or whenever I could. I would tell her about my day and experiences, like, "I hope you're sleeping well. My boss saw my phone screen and was asking about you, so I got to tell him about you, which made me miss you." Or, "Hey, I had a good day and I hope you did too." I wanted to make sure she knew I was fully committed to the relationship, even though she might not be in a place where she can respond for multiple days. There was even a time early in our relationship where she was traveling through Europe and was unable to access internet for multiple days. I felt a little uneasy when I didn't hear from her for 3 days. But she adopted the habit quickly and would give me a call or shoot me a message whenever she could. She bought internet for an hour just to message me while I was asleep. It made me feel cared for to know she got internet as soon as she could, just so I would wake up to a message from her, even if we couldn't talk in that moment. Eventually, we found it helpful to create a routine or a schedule even though we were physically apart. It helped us sync up and know when the best times were to catch up or to chat. Having that structure made the distance feel more manageable. Sending care packages with fun notes inside or even written on the box, surprising each other with flowers and special notes attached, are a few more things we did to make us feel closer to one another. It's a great way to show your love and remind your partner that you're thinking of them, even from a distance. Plus, who doesn't love getting a thoughtful gift in the mail? We developed our own secret language and inside jokes. It may sound silly, but those things made us feel so connected, even when we were miles apart. They were like our special code that only we understood. Plus, it's hard to read emotion through text sometimes, so having a phrase or a keyword that made us quickly revisit the laughs we shared was super helpful to keep the communication positive and light. This was another way we can make each other's day better from a distance. Outside of taking care of our relationship, keeping up on our mental well-being was crucial. We made sure we had someone we could openly talk about our feelings with, such as a good friend or a professional. Having someone to talk to really helped us navigate those challenges as they came up. On top of all the communication we did while apart, we made it a priority to visit each other, or at least have a plan to visit each other. When we went longer than 6 months without seeing each other in person, it was really tough to get back to our normal routine. We had gotten used to life without each other, and readjusting was a challenge. And more on that. Meeting up after being apart for months was always a unique experience. We had to give each other space and listen to one another. It wasn't like the last time we were together. Sometimes, even our voice would sound a bit different when we finally saw each other in person. Sounds silly, but it was something we had to adjust to and understand. Now, here's the best thing that we did that helped us through our entire relationship. I really mean it when I say we probably wouldn't have even survived the first 3 months. I have always been more spontaneous, but my wife, on the other hand, is very deliberate. She likes to plan her moves carefully. So right when we started our relationship, naturally she asked to have a conversation and plan our next 6 months. After the first 6 months, we did a 2-year plan, which we eventually adjusted to a 4-year plan when things got more serious. The plan included when to go see each other, how much money we needed to save for each trip, even marriage, and starting a family down the road. It gave us something to look forward to, knowing eventually we'd be together again. To this day, we reassess and renew our plan each year. This is how we share the same life goals and keep on the same page. This is also the time for us to acknowledge our accomplishments as a couple, which empowers us, and is also a good time to check in with each other and see if our partner is fulfilled in life or if they have new life goals. Those were some of the things that helped us get through a 3-year long distance relationship. Yes, we did have to find our ways to still feel connected, and we tried lots of tips and tricks until we did. All those hours and days we waited to hear from each other made us appreciate one another. And most of all, knowing your partner always shows up at the end of the way helped us build trust. Long distance relationships can only work if two are truly committed, and that means it can really strengthen your relationship. The trust we have always had for the relationship and each other's commitment was built during our long distance relationship. I hope you can use some of these tips and they are helpful in your long distance relationship too. No matter what challenges come into your relationship, remember you can overcome them and make your relationship a success. Thank you for joining me today. Make sure to comment, like, and please subscribe to my channel for more stories on our international relationship.